Hello, Xylophoney here, welcoming you to How to Pixelmon, your instructional Pixelmon guide. Now today, we are going to go over something big, something legendary. And that legendary Pokemon we are going over is Lugia. Now, looking at Lugia here, it's a big psychic flying type, obviously Pokemon that was brought in the Silver game. And it's actually a pretty solid legendary all around. The advantage of Lugia is it has really good special defense, really good defense, and really good health. And it also has pretty good speed and decent both attack and special attack. So all around, it has good stats across the board. Its attacking moves are actually its weakest ones. And thank you for looking at me. You can actually agree with me when I'm recording. Fine. Just look in the distance then. Doing great. I really like the animations on these guys too. If you want to see the shiny version of one, unfortunately it's not the Shadow Lugia or anything like that, but it is a nice red contrast to it instead of blue. I think they're both very nice. I kind of prefer the blue though, it especially fits with the ocean. They're found in the deep ocean biome. They spawn at night. Bit of a rare spawn, but if you can get your hands on one, definitely a very effective Pokemon. Now there's quite a few ways you could set up your Lugia once you have it, and honestly, it really just depends on what kind of nature you get, what kind of IVs, and what kind of moves that you have on him. So let's take a look at 4 setups I have prepared here. First one being more of a tanky build. Now this one, it's going to definitely be using a lot of recover. You can use Thunder Wave to stun your opponents and just troll them. It has Extra Sensory, which is an ability Lugia learns, which is a nice stab attack, and it can make your opponent flinch if you're lucky, and Safeguard to make sure you don't get any status problems on you. With a Safeguard and a Recover on, most things won't be able to get too far past Lugia, so you're going to be doing pretty good when it comes to that. So when you're training one of these guys, you're going to want to give him a lot of health, and then a lot of defense, maybe a little bit of special defense, but once again, his best stat is special defense, so if you train up that defense, then he'll be tanky on both sides of the tree, and tanky enough to withstand most attacks. Now the second Lugia here, which is probably one of my favorite ways to set it up, would be a mixed attacker, so it'll have both special and physical attacks. Now the way you're going to want to train this one is train it in speed and health. So the health will definitely utilize that tankiness that it has, and the speed will make it so it can deliver those attacks very quickly. Some moves you could have on him, of course, recover. If you're going to train him in health, make sure to have recover, because then you can get that health back. It's fun. You have a nice special attack psychic and a special attack flying, but then we also have Dragon Rush on him, which is physical. So that's 3 very good moves, yet not necessarily any of them being catered towards physical or special attack, because we didn't train him in that specifically. Now just looking at his moves, he has 210 attack and 192 special attack. This is without any training. So the two are actually pretty close to each other, but of course the health, the special defense, and the defense are his strongest stats. Great speed on Lugia's though. Anyway, the third way you might want to train one, well the third and fourth are both just pretty much solid sweepers. Now another one of my favorite ones is just a straight special attacker. This is useful because most of Lugia's attacks are special attack, so it makes it a lot easier to work with. And let's just take a look at this one because it's an enormous. That's about as big as they get, which is pretty awesome, I must say. And some moves you might want on him are Aeroblast, probably your best special attack flying move. You can teach him Psychic, he'll learn Hydro Pump on his own. And I would always really like to have Recover on a Lugia just because he has all that tankiness. Why not be able to get some health back if you need to? Sounds like a good idea, but you could also give him another special attack, such as Thunderbolt. He can learn that just fine, and then you could have a full all-out attack and setup on him, and it would be great. And then the final way would be to actually make him a physical attacker. Now, Lugia doesn't learn a ton of great physical attacks on his own, so when it comes down to that, you're going to want to use some TMs, but luckily he can use plenty of TMs for this. So he can learn Sky Attack, Punishment, and Dragon Rush on his own. And of course, we're keeping that Recover once again. But you can also teach him moves such as like Stone Edge and Earthquake, if you don't like these moves too much, and really cater him to kind of trick people up. Because I would assume, like when I look at Lugia, I would assume he's more of a special attacker than a physical attacker. And honestly, that is true because of his moveset that he gets. But you could easily set him up to trick people up just by using those physical attacks. But if you do want to just use him for mixed attacks, such as the setup here, that would also be a very good idea. Now, when it comes down to it, I mean, that's generally building a Lugia for either more tankiness or more damage. Speed and health are probably, you know, some of the top ones you're going to want to train in. But of course, you can always make it tankier or stronger in damage if you choose to do so. For the tankiest one, you're probably going to want to use leftovers on it, just so you can get a little bit of health back every turn. If you're going to use one of them with health and speed, I'd definitely like to use a Shell Bell on it, or you could use a Life Orb, because with the Life Orb, you'll be able to deal a lot more damage, and you will take that 10% recoil that a Life Orb gives you, but by using the Recover ability, you'll be able to counter that damage out pretty easily, while still getting yourself a lot more damage. And when it comes down to these two, I'd probably do a similar thing, either the Shell Bell to keep adding health to it, or the Life Orb. Now, of course, if you want to use a... Ooh, look at this scene right here. Hello. Hello, how are you? Oh, never mind. The moment's been broken. Or has it? Or has it? Damn, damn, damn. There it is. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Cheese! Oh, cheese! Looking good, Lugias. But yeah, the Life Orbs and Shell Bells are both excellent items to get on him. You don't necessarily want a choice item because you want to have the versatility to switch off to a Recover. But if you wanted to use an item such as a Sharp Beak to increase the flying moves, that wouldn't be a terrible idea either. So that's pretty much everything I have to say about Lugia. Obviously, he's a legendary, so he's gonna be good, but you really want to, you know, utilize him for that tankiness. And he can always deal plenty of damage on the side as well. Thank you guys for watching this episode of How to Pixelmon. If you have enjoyed it, definitely leave a like and let me know what Pokemon you want to see me go over next. We can go over plenty more Pokemon from the new updates, because I know we have a bit of a list to catch up to, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.